Hey guys, welcome to the first video in our how-to series. So today we're going to take you through the process of creating a post, the way that I see how to create a post the easiest way. I'm going to be using the Gutenberg editor because I feel this will be an editor that most people will be using going forward. I may at a later stage do one just using the standard editor, but I think for the moment let's just work with the current Gutenberg editor, and I'll take you through the process. We're also what we're trying to do in this kind of series is not really understand the plugin too much and just work on it on the fly so you guys learn at the same kind of time. So what we're going to do is, first things first, we're going to be creating a post. And what we're thinking of doing is obviously creating the post the correct kind of way. So I'm just going to go look at all our posts. And then I've just got the Hello World example, which is the standard one that gets added with WordPress. Let me just go add new, Gutenberg. So for the purposes of this post, we're going to be adding a recipe to the system, and then I'll take you through the processes of working with categories and tags and featured images, those kind of things. So let's start the process. So first things first, I'm just gonna paste in the recipe that I have. I copied this from another site, but I've changed a lot of the details so it fits in with our environment. So for this recipe, we are actually creating a lentil pasta, so almost like a mince, but using lentils as opposed to meat. So I'll take you through the process. So first things first, I've copied through the details here. Now the first thing I want to add in here is the title, lentil pasta. So there we go, pretty simple. So there's the title. Here's all the ingredients. And there we've got the method. I've actually just put in standard lorem ipsum kind of text for the method, and pretty standard how it's all been set up. So I think we have taken you through the Gutenberg plugin before. So I've got your ingredients, I've got your method using standard kind of features. Okay, so let's click off this. So first things first, I've put everything in. I'm pretty happy with all of that. So I can look through here. Post format is standard. It's not going to be anything fancy. So now, at some point when you are creating posts, there are post formats. So now you could be using a theme that has various different templates for the post format. So that becomes quite important, especially sometimes when you're working with video and it's linking into YouTube and things like that, which we do quite a lot. You would choose video as your post format, and then it may have a different kind of template for that. So first things first, we want to add category. So there's a few ways of working with categories. We don't really want to add the post to too many categories, maybe 1 or 2 categories per post. So I'm literally going to say that this is we could have breakfast, lunch and dinner. I'm going to say that this is, say, a lunch. This is a lunch, and I say add the new category. And there we go. So this is essentially a lunch. Now, working with tags is a little bit more complex because you can have multiple tags per page, but you really don't want to have that too many. And if you start using tags, it's something you're going to have to try keep on going forward, and just try to realize that having 1 or 2 posts inside a tag is not that great. You'd obviously want quite a few recipes inside a tag. So say I was running a vegetarian website where I'm using lentils quite a bit. Lentils would be one of the tags that I'd have. So I'd have lentils. So I've added lentils as one of the thing. I would have here, because it's part of lunch, I'd have it's a Italian pasta. Could be another one. And just going through here, I'll say quick meals. So it could also be a quick meal, because you could cook it quite fast. So as you can see, I don't have that many. So essentially what I've done is I've got categories that would be lunch. So it's a pretty broad kind of thing. I could have hundreds of things inside lunch. And then I use my tags to be a little bit more specific. So I'm saying, and say I've got a multiple site. So let's say, so it would have a vegetarian lunch. So people could obviously search the tags, they're looking for vegetarian meals, and that would come up. The next thing down in the list here we have the featured image. So essentially you would just set your featured image. I'm just going to use the Marriott Hotel as per normal, and I select it. Try always have a featured image, because at a later stage when we start working with SEO, it's pretty important that you have these kind of that you have images available, that you have decent tags, you have decent categories. So essentially what I've done here is I've given it an image. Also some themes, they specifically want you to have featured images, because say you're running, we run quite a few blogs, and images are very, very important for not only from an SEO point of view, but also it's also a lot more engaging. So it's nice to have featured images, because that's what appears on your archive pages. Next on the list, we've got an excerpt. Now, excerpts are normally like 50 words that make up the site. Now, if I looked here, if I left this blank, WordPress would automatically make this excerpt, and it would start from the top here, ingredients, 30 mils, blah, 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 which is not a really great excerpt. I'm just going to copy this text over here. Okay, so say I had a little bit of an introduction text, I could use that as my excerpt, and then I'm forcing the excerpt to be this, what I've written down here, which is a much better way of doing it, because you've got more control over your post. Next one is discussion, where you can allow comments and allow pingbacks and trackbacks. Now, because this is a recipe and I'm running that kind of site, I'd probably allow comments and I'd allow pingbacks and I'd allow trackbacks, because I'm trying to build that kind of site. But say you were just a business and you were just putting in news articles, and it was literally once a month, every 6 months, you're not really looking for comments, you can actually switch these things off. Okay, now let's go back up here. Now, as you can see, I haven't published it yet, because there's a few options available here. So you can obviously change the visibility from public to private, and then what would happen is in private, it's only admins and editors would be able to view this post. We obviously want this to be public, and then you can obviously have password protected, so people would have to be able to log into the site, but that's obviously for another time. Okay, then we can sit here with the publishing. Now, here you can actually set it for the future where you want it to be published. We find it quite helpful with some of our clients, especially people that write a lot of content. They may have to go to a copywriter, and they may have to do those kind of things, and they have to fit in with social with your social platforms, and they may do 4 or 5 posts at once and set them for specific times to be released. So I could literally set this for the future at some time. We're not going to do this for this post, and you could do 5 or 6 and you plan for the whole month, and then you get your marketing department involved, all the departments involved, and you work around a specific thing. Stick to the front page. Don't really normally use that. That's mainly part of your theme. And then pending review. So obviously, if you were a author, you'd write an article, and then it'd have to be reviewed and then posted. We're not going to go through any of those options. We're just literally going to go, I've created this thing. So as you can see, I have done the categories, I've done the tags, I've given it a featured image, I've given it a proper excerpt, and I've allowed comments and feedback. So let's go publish. Are you ready to publish? Double click your visibility, and I'll say publish. Okay, so now this is the URL that's created, and as you can see, this is the slug that's created for this lentils pasta. Now I can go view it. I can copy the link to obviously go put somewhere else. So let's go. I'm just going to open the link so we can view it. And there we go there. So obviously you can see the featured image. There's everything that appears there. Now I can, if you click on this categories lunch, so I'm going to click on that lunch. okay, this is not the kind of theme that uses where this actually just shows you everything, but a lot of places would actually show the category, would only show the excerpt, but I think because there's only one, it's only going to show the one. So there we go. So that's how super simple it is actually to work with posts. It's the cornerstone of say a blog or a news section, and you don't really have to get super involved to obviously create a site. Now there are custom post types and there are pages and there's quite a lot of things, but this I'd say is probably the common way of creating a post. Now at a later stage we will put in a SEO plugin, so obviously to improve it for search engine optimization, but that's part of another video. Listen guys, I hope you enjoyed this video on creating a post. It's very, very simple to create a post, and a lot of times you can obviously keep your posts private, so you could the only ones that work on it, and then when you're ready you can make it live. So literally over here you would change it from public to private. I'd say okay. Okay, so literally it has now been changed. So I just go here, I'm just going to give it a space so I can update it. So now it's private, it's not available on your website at all. Obviously because I have access I can view it. And there we go. That's how simple it is to actually work with posts. The other thing to look at is here, where you look at revisions. Now each time that you save a post, it actually creates a copy of the previous post with the changes. So you can see over here there was olive oil. I put in a BR and I can actually revert it to the previous state. Okay, so very, very simple to work with. So the nice thing about this reverts, because you can obviously, we've got sites that have 40-50 revisions before it goes live, and it's nice to be able to go forwards and backwards with the revisions and restore the previous version. So if I'd go here and I'd restore this revision, fairly simple, and now I don't have that space over there. It's still private, so very, very simple on how to work with your revision. But there we go. That's how simple it is to create a post in WordPress. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you really like our channel, please subscribe to our channel. Please share it with other people that may find this article or this video interesting. And I hope you guys have a great day. Chat soon. Cheers. Bye.